In this video, we're talking about how to add transparency to your marketing online. So how to make sure your marketing is really accurately representing your results and make sure that you're just sharing about your results in the best way possible to get the best results from this and really just make it a complete no-brainer decision for your ideal client to be working with you. So the reason why I think it's important to make this video, firstly, is transparency and authenticity matters more than ever in the online space. People can sniff things out. People know when you're not being super transparent. And I think especially when, it feels like everyone and their mother is quoting all of these huge wins, is sharing just these big numbers, these Stripe screenshots, and just sharing big client results, it's really easy for our potential clients to almost just gloss over this when they're seeing this from us and not actually feel the same level of trust that maybe this kind of same thing, this same result would have actually given them 10 years ago if they'd seen it, for example. So actually it's really helpful for us to just consider how can we make sure that we're really reinforcing these results. We're really showing people why this actually matters and really proving our worth essentially in terms of our results. So we go beyond just sharing big wins and just random client results and hoping that we're going to get clients from there, because this is truly the difference that actually gets you clients from those results, speaking from experience. So bringing in really transparency when you share your wins is how you're actually creating trust again. It's how you're actually building trust with your ideal client. And as I said, it is really not the shiny results that are selling anymore. It's not those big, I had a 50K month with no context whatsoever. It's not necessarily just the screenshots alone of client wins. It's how that you're marketing that actually makes the difference. And it's the transparency that you're really bringing to this. I have done this for months and months and years now. And this is what honestly I would say has been the key differentiator between actually signing me 6 figures worth of one-to-one clients in just the last couple of years alone. So here is how I create transparency with my client results and with my own results. And I'm going to just give you a few ideas for what you can do here to just bring a bit more transparency into your marketing and just help showcase your results better. First one is client case studies. So I don't just share this out of context. I could absolutely just share that and just say that. But I think out of context, it can sound like a big shiny win. It sounds almost unbelievable. It doesn't sound like you can really get behind that and see that for yourself. And I think really having something like a client spotlight here, having something that's actually showcasing that and actually, giving that result and showing them how we actually got there, really breaking it down essentially, that goes a step further to actually making it feel realistic for someone, making it feel achievable for someone, when previously it would have just looked like a really big shiny result that they thought, oh, that's great for someone else, but I couldn't achieve that. So that's so helpful for actually just, actually showing people that they can achieve those results inside your program as well. The second thing I do is always give context to screenshots. So I really hate just sharing one screenshot and then no context whatsoever of, my client made 5K. That's great. But if 5K is the normal monthly income, that's kind of normal. That's not really an amazing thing. If they've only ever made $500, having a 5K month, it's absolutely massive then. So I think it's really helpful here just to think about the context of that. So a great way I'll do this is sharing, the stats and having a page like this of, okay, before we started working together, they were working this many hours. Now they're working this many days. Now they're working this many. This was their monthly income. Now this is their monthly income. This was the passive. Now this is their passive. And actually showing the real numbers and stats behind it. So you get the full picture essentially, because if I just said, for example, they used to work 6 days and now they work 4 days a week, that's a great result. But I think it just paints the picture even more, just showing the full transparency of what that whole client's story actually looked like essentially. The third thing I always do is, I just feel like you don't do this every single time, but a good number of times I think is really helpful to do, is actually sharing the receipts. So when I make a claim and say I've done a certain thing or a client has done a certain thing, wherever possible, I will share a receipt for that. So essentially showing the proof. Here's the evidence of that. So what this post was specifically me talking about, and I did a video on this the other day, so make sure you go to my channel and check that out as well, of how I signed a £6,000 client just from 3 minutes of advice. So I was sharing here the screenshots that they specifically sent me, the sales call booked, and then the actual, here's the client paying essentially. So the receipts as much as I can, just really showing and proving and backing up what I'm actually saying. Because I think, we've all seen there's a lot of people online who can just kind of say anything. So I think it's really helpful just having those receipts to show your proof essentially behind what you're actually saying. And then the fourth thing I'll do is I'll show my average client results, because I personally think it really sucks when you see on the sales page, these shiny results, and we know for a fact they're just the top 5% of people in that program. They're the ones who were the superstars of the program, the top performers who got the best results, of course. That's why they're on the sales page naturally. But I think it's really helpful to just see, okay, what does an average client achieve working with you? What is just the normal person, regular person who, the standard 50th percentile essentially coming into your program, what are they going to achieve? So I actually share, they grow their revenue by 54% and they work an average of 22% less hours in our first 90 days together. That is my average client result. And it's really helpful for people to see this, to actually see what can I genuinely expect from working with this person. So those are some of the ways that I really utilize to bring transparency into my marketing online and just best share my results and best show people, how they can actually achieve this as well. So if this is something you want to do a bit more of, make sure you give this video a like so you can let me know that, you want me to film more videos of this and share more of this type of content specifically. Make sure you tune in again tomorrow, same time, 5 p.m. UK, 12 p.m. Eastern time for our next daily video, and I will see you there.